Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there. Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it is the Electric Mullet. Hello, kids. Welcome back to another week of your second favorite Superman podcast. All right, Eddie. Anyway, I am Phil. Joining me as always. Well, he was of the number one Superman podcast. It is Mr. Tyler Patrick.
Hey.
And it is no fancy name, but tell him Skyhook sent you. It is
Justin Yell swooping back into Metropolis again.
Yeah, Skyhook, that thing that they used in The Dark Knight to get him off the boat.
Oh, yes. I did think
about
that.
The other Skyhook.
I did think about that character when they mentioned that in the movie. I was like, oh, yeah. Skyhook and biscuits from 10,000 feet up. It is.
That's right.
All right. So, yes, kids, we got three that we're back to like a nice little, one issue of each title. So, yes, tonight we'll cover Action Comics 597, Superman 15, and Adventures of Superman 438, featuring the first appearance of the first post-crisis appearance of another villain.
Yeah, big one.
All right, so yes, last time I did go solo. So, guys, did you read the Millennium stuff? And if so, what did you think of the Millennium stuff?
You go ahead, Tyler.
Manhunters.
Yeah, I didn't read it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because some of it is kind of like the ground we've already gone over, like
some of it was, and I was trying to make sure I was on top of things for this week because life happens, fellas. Life happens.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I read all those. I hate Millennium. Like, I think it's one of the worst crossovers DC ever did. I think it's so stupid, and I'll explain like why I believe that is because the most extreme example of this is, I believe it was Roy Thomas did this Manhunter's Secret Origin special that DC did right around the time of Millennium. And it was all of the different people that have ever used the guy's Manhunter. And the original dude was a guy named Dan Richards, who was a member of the All-Star Squadron and a couple other, and he had no connection whatsoever to the robotic Manhunters at all. He had no inspiration from them. Like, he had no fancy equipment or weapons. He was just a dude in a domino mask with a dog named Thor. Well, I don't know if it was Roy Thomas or some editor or whoever said, tie Dan Richards into the Manhunters. So, what they did was they had the dog Thor be a robot. The Manhunters gave Dan Richards a robot dog so that they could keep an eye on him. It was absurd. I was like, this is the most ridiculous comic booky crap I've ever heard. This is dumb. I hate Millennium. So, having said that, I did read all the Millennium issues. I didn't like them. I thought that the guest appearance with the Spectre was a total waste.
Oh, yeah.
I thought, okay, you're going to have them go into the spirit world and fight the ghost of a robot.
Yeah, and technically it wasn't the afterlife, but it's kind of like, that one was
so we're getting into Starscream's ghost territory here. And I'm sorry, readers, that's a bridge too far for me. I can't deal with the soul of a robot stuff. Like, nope. So that was a waste of a Spectre guest appearance for me. I did not like that. I liked John Byrne's art. I loved his rendition of the Spectre, but I thought the story was dumb. So, yeah, that's really really all I've got to say about Millennium.
Pretty much. I mean, most of it was me spitting out facts. But yeah, I mean, yeah, again, and it's like, it was, I mean, the one Superman issue, how Jordan guest stars, I mean, it was all right, but I think the Byrne art kind of saved that more than anything.
Yeah. But more than else, and I've said it before on the show, I hate what they did to Lana Lang during the the Millennium stuff. I hate what they did to Lana Lang.
I do too.
It's terrible. It's terrible character assassination. So that's another reason I don't like Millennium. So I'm glad we're done with it. I mean, I'm glad we're moving on from it.
See, Phil, secretly, the truth is, Justin just saw that we were doing Millennium and was like, screw this.
I figured that was what you both did. That's what
no. I just had something else come up.
No.
No, I did read them all. I read all 5 of them.
But yeah, I mean, the whole Lana thing, I mean, we always joke about Byrne, you know, like sexualizing women and stuff. But I mean, yeah, that seemed a little too far, you know, just, I mean, the whole, you know, she was used by the Manhunters and all this. And, you know, I don't know. That just, to me, that just kind of took it a step above into, okay, Justin, here you go. Kind of took it into, your mother's a whore territory, Frank Miller.
Exactly. The only thing I liked about all 5 issues was her going crazy and running over and ripping Clark's shirt off.
On the day he doesn't have that costume under his shirt. I love that.
That's the only part that redeems this is her ripping his shirt off, because I would have done the same thing.
And then she jumps out the window.
Yeah, I would have done that too.
But you wouldn't have been able to fly, though.
No, but it would have been.
It would have been like, Superman save me!
Boom.
Oops. I guess he was busy.
And then the last issue, it was hardly a Millennium. I mean, it was like the Gangbuster one where he fights Combator. And
yes, I did like that one. I'm sorry. Yes, I did like that.
Yeah, we needed that to set up.
I did like the story, some of that too, because I did like the storytelling in that where they kind of did the parallel where here's the actual fight and then here's Lex's version of, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's the doctored version. Yeah, I liked that issue, actually. Yeah, that was really good. And the art was tremendous in that. Yeah,
I mean,
that was a good one.
It was basically a Millennium issue in that Lex talks to one of the new Guardians. There we go. There's a Millennium.
Yeah, that's basically it, yeah. Right. Yeah, that was a good one. I really enjoyed that issue a lot. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I think they did mention it last time where it's like Lex was having trouble with his hand already, and you know, and then it's Clark was like, "Remember when I brought Clash to him, and I was able to get close to him, you know?" And
yeah,
I wonder why that is.
We'll find out very soon, won't we?
He's locked in a clock. He was not master of his domain. All right. Should we get to these issues tonight?
Yes.
None of these synopses are too long, so God, at least one of them's only like a sentence. So we love that.
Wow.
We love those.
Yeah. Nice.
All right. So yes, we start with Action Comics 597 from February 1988. Visitor, writer and penciler again John Byrne, inkers Leonard Starr and Keith Williams, colorist Tom Zayuko, letterer John Costanza, and editor Mike Carlin. See, I'm already blowing this whole plan. All right. Supposed to have the cover up while I did that whole thing. All right. Yeah, and this one's like another one, like when we were covering that those last couple Wolverine issues, Justin, where it's like it's Byrne, but it's someone else inking Byrne, so it kind of looks a little different.
Yeah, and the interiors too. Like this is the most unburnished Byrne artwork I've seen in a while.
I don't like this cover, and this issue is very interesting because this is like a half a good issue.
Oh yeah. Wait, who's on the? Oh yeah, Byrne's. It's saying Byrne's the cover artist, but that does not look like Byrne. That looks like it almost looks like Kurt Swan or something.
It does. That's what I was going to say too. And some of the interior art too looks like Kurt Swan. Yeah, I wonder if it's Leonard Starr.
Yeah, I was going to say that has to be because of one of the inkers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's scheduling because an issue with Lois and Lana, I thought Byrne would jump at the chance to pencil and ink that.
They were like, no. They're like, Johnny Byrne, calm down.
But I want to draw the girls.
They're like, bro, calm down.
Bro, save it for She-Hulk. Oh.
Yeah, right. You love She-Hulk in another year. You can let it all loose on that.
You kid, eventually you'll be able to have She-Hulk jump rope and whatever you want to do, kid. So okay, just settle down. Hold on, I think. Yes, hello, Noel Tate.
Hey, Noel.
Hold on. I cover ladies, please. There's enough burn to go around.
He knows what's up.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was just like maybe Byrne turned to ink the cover, and they were just like, I don't know. There's like too much like implied nipplage. Maybe we need to to like ink this or something. Yeah,
we need Leonard Starr to come in and cover this up a little bit.
And maybe it's just the inks or whatever, just the art. But I'm just like, I don't know. Lois and Lana look like they're, I don't know. Don't those outfits look kind of old fashioned, or is that what they're going for? Were they going for like a Silver Age kind of look? That's what it looks like.
Feels
to me.
like that, doesn't it? Yeah. Yep.
I love this book's been the team up book. This time he teams up with Lois Lane and Lana.
Yeah, what a team up!
I mean, who else would be the
I think they.
best team up?
I think they call that menage a trois.
I mean, maybe
is this another dream sequence or what?
Oh, like that Wonder Woman dream.
Yeah, right.
If he had played his cards better.
I told you, Superman was never hornier than under Byrne.
Yeah.
All right. Lois Lane visits Smallville following the aftermath of Millennium. Ugh. Intent on finding the truth of who Superman really is. No, that's really wasn't what she was doing. When she finds him with Lana Lang, suspecting that he may be in love with her, Lois also meets Clark Kent's parents, who tell Lois that they secretly raised Superman alongside their own son Clark, which makes Lois react negatively towards Superman, suspecting him of hiding a secret. Well, he is hiding a secret, but not.
I mean, come on. This like, I like this one until that part.
Yeah.
I was like, when Jonathan's like, yeah, we raised him. I was like, seriously.
Yeah.
That was the point where he should have been like, Paw, enough. Lois, yeah, it's me.
They're like step.
Yeah, this whole time I'm thinking like, man, this would be a really good it's him. Like, I'm just thinking like, I know it's not going to happen, but I was the whole time like, this would be really good. And then just where he like, yeah, we raised Clark and Superman, as if I'm like, oh, like the way Jonathan's talking, I'm like, they're just going to tell her. And then I'm like, wait, there's just something happened where he tells her and then has to pull it back. And then the whole stepbrother thing, I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Silver Age story, but then like Lois reacts negatively. Like if it had been Silver Age, Lois might have been like, oh, okay, good, cool. But no.
Well, she had every reason to be mad because Clark got his whole job at the Daily Planet, and she points that out in this issue, because of his connection to Superman. So she feels like she's lost all this respect for him. And, it's just, it's so weird.
Yeah, and it's
weird.
And again, too, it's kind of hitting on the truth, though, too, because it's like, oh, it's so unethical because, you knew Superman from the beginning, and it's basically like, well, no, it's not that he's writing about his family, he's writing about himself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's really good, up until page 8, and then you turn the page when Jonathan and Martha come in, and they start talking, and I thought they're going to kind of lure her into it, and then say, but no, whole page, man, it just, I don't know, like, I just didn't like it. It felt like all of a sudden it was cheap, it was cheesy, and like, just like, yeah, we raised this alien, no big deal, out open next to Clark, who looks a lot like this alien.
Yeah, the remarkable resemblance. Yeah, and the only part that I really liked was Lois visiting Jose in the hospital. That conversation at the end that they had, those 3 or 4 pages, and Superman comes in to talk with them too at the end. So I liked that.
1 through 8, and then the bottom 2 panels of page 15, and then 16 through the rest, 16 through 21, basically. Like drop out page 22.
Yeah, this could have been edited down to. I don't even feel like this main story should have taken up a whole issue. This visit to Smallville. I feel like this could have been a backup story.
Yeah, even like in a couple issues, it could have been a backup or something.
Yeah.
The visit. I like when you properly do.
Burning down the house.
I love that.
You win, Russell. Burning down the house.
Well, like I liked a little bit of the parallel. I liked having Lois's flashbacks to her as growing up.
Yeah, that was good. How the father
but it
wanted a son and never got a son. So yeah.
It would have been better if the other side with Clark had been something more positive of why she likes Clark. Mm-hmm. And it's like this just making drama for making drama between Lois and Clark. And I always like when Lana and Lois have positive interactions, but man, they just the way Byrne writes Pa Kent, I don't like. I just don't like. Even we did the Man of Steel miniseries, just the way he wrote Pa Kent in that, I did not like.
I mean, and again, you got to think this is like new territory because again, this kind of segues into the question Noel has. He has weren't the Kens effing dead? Yeah, like pre-crisis they were, but then after crisis they have them where they are alive. So, and again, when you think about it, except for flashbacks, this is new territory. They really didn't have a lot, before crisis with them dealing with an adult Clark, Superman.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not lying.
Yeah. But again, yeah. So yeah, kids, not a lot of action in this one,
really nothing.
And sometimes I'm okay with that.
Yeah. No.
Sometimes I'm okay with it when I have good story with my characters, developing who these characters are. But this feels like a step backwards.
It's drama for the sake of drama because again, he's not going to get together. They're like, oh, this is we're basic. If you go just by after crisis, we're only like a year or two into this, so they're like, they're not getting together yet.
Yeah, I don't know, because now Lois has to like regain her respect for Clark all over again. She's second guessing Superman now because she thinks of his connection to Clark all the time and all this stuff. So it sets the whole overall narrative between Lois and Superman and Clark off to a weird beat, I guess you could say. It's strange. I don't get it.
I mean, they did blow the bet. They could have done. Superman could have walked into that hospital room and said, "Hey, no way, Jose."
He should have.
Yeah, but how do you threaten a guy like in a body cat? He's like.
I mean,
paralyzed.
the best would have been like the best way to end this issue would have been Clark showing up at the hospital. And then in the last panels they're leaving. The last panels they're leaving, Clark pulls Lois to the side and just tells her, "I have to tell you," and he shows you Superman. Look, let's just get there, people. Okay? Because this just, like you said, this just did this.
We'll get there eventually.
When was it? Was it 92 that there was the big reveal? Was it 92?
No, it might have been before that because 92 is the death. Was it like
maybe 91?
It was close around the death. I thought. Like
it was within the same year. I thought.
Here, let me look because it's like God. I'm gonna look because.
I still remember that cover too, with her with holding the glasses,
pulling the glasses off,
the shocked look on her face. Yeah, that was a big one.
Help if the app wasn't giving me issues. All right, but yeah, it again,
Action Comics.
It's drama for the
662, 91. I think
91. Yeah,
I'm gonna double check here, but yeah,
sounds about right. 91. Yeah. And also, we'll see, this is another thing that Tyler mentions before, the inconsistency with Lois's hair color.
Mm-hmm.
In this issue, it's this brown, lighter brown color. And then I think it's the Superman issue, it's back to that auburn color, that reddish auburn.
Tyler, of course, is correct. Yes, Action Comics 662 cover date.
There it is.
Cover date.
That's a great...
February 1991. Yeah.
And look at her hair there. That's when we got the long hair, but like they started making her like a redhead.
Yeah, it's like a brownish red.
The auburn again. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good cover. Yeah.
Look, comics, man. One of the things is you have to rely on colors to help tell your characters. And I mean, it's the way that Lois looks in this. She doesn't look like Lois.
Yeah, she doesn't. Yeah.
Well, again, it's like from issue to issue, from title to title. Yeah, her look kind of like fluctuates too. So again, sometimes she has brown hair, sometimes she has darker hair.
Yeah. Right.
I do like that conversation she had with Lana, where Lana's basically like, "Yeah, Clark's in love with you. You know that, right?"
Yeah. See, I like that.
That was good. Yeah, I wanted to see more of that stuff and less of the whole. Oh yeah, Clark and Superman are basically stepbrothers. You know,
that's stupid. Let's just say it.
Yeah,
it's stupid.
Yeah.
How dare you bring this stupidity comic into our house, Phil?
Oh, yeah. Well, again, I can't. We're just going in order. I can't. But no,
because it's not me. It's not. I said, "Hey, I'm gonna take this comic and make it done."
Yeah, we're kind of doing the crossover double love triangle, because first on one side you got Superman, Lois, and Cat Grant. On the other side you have Superman, Lois, and Jose Delgado. So,
star-crossed lovers.
Well, one of them comes from the stars, so. Are they stars, kids, or are they just holes punched in the giant lid of the jar we're trapped in?
Very interesting. Very deep.
Yeah, I'm deep. Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts on this, or should we move to the next one?
Yeah.
No, I've made that piece.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. All
right.
right.
Talked about Skyhook.
Oh yes, and we get some background on Maggie Sawyer. Yeah. All right.
No, I mean, I will. This issue.
I know. Right, I know. Yeah. Superman, Volume 2, number 15, from March 1988. Wings. No, not the TV show. Once again, writer and penciler John Byrne. Inker this time, Carl Kessel. I think they meshed better than on that act. Than his ink on that action.
I agree.
Colorist Petra Skodish, letterer John Costanza again, and editor Mike Carlin again. All right. So this one and the next one. Here's your short synopses, kids. It says a child, but I'm assuming they mean Maggie Sawyer's daughter. A child is captured by Skyhook, and it's up to, and they don't even put a name. It's up to Superman to find the villain. Also, details about Maggie Sawyer's past are revealed.
Nice synopsis.
Yes. Wait till the next one. The next one's even shorter.
Yeah,
all right, so open my issue here.
So, where was Maggie Sawyer? Was she introduced in this series?
Yes.
This was
her... I remember. I think what was it? The Bloodsport issue. I think that was her first appearance. Yeah,
that's right. Okay. So all this stuff that we're learning about her is new. There's no
pre-crisis or anything. Yeah, no,
pre-crisis stuff.
She's new.
Okay.
Yeah, brand new.
Nice. Yeah.
So yeah, thoughts on this? I like when we kind of get a supernatural villain every so often, because again, Superman had a weakness other than kryptonite.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
This is one of those okay, I like this story and I like the Skyhook thing, but I kind of wish Skyhook wasn't the villain of this story. I kind of wish that it had been a different villain. So because we're focusing so much on the Maggie Sawyer, I would have liked a little bit more interaction between her and her husband, trying to find their daughter, and then some other type of villain that had kids or had taken the kids. And then I think another issue with Skyhook, because the villain was just weird and creepy, and I would have liked just more of the villain. So it's I want more of the Maggie Sawyer drama.
So you want more of both, but not both.
Yeah,
both in the same issue. Okay, yeah.
Right, exactly. I just think it could have been serviced a little bit better had it been two separate issues where we could have done them, or a two-parter. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Because then at the end, when, we do meet her husband, and, he's very indifferent about letting Maggie get to see her daughter. And I don't know. I would have liked more to that story.
We do get kind of a sequel to this, though. We pretty much get everything you're asking for.
Skyhook. Yeah, we will get back to this stuff.
Number 34.
Yes.
Well, good.
I was looking that up afterwards because I wanted to see how many appearances Skyhook had besides this.
Yeah, after X
and
Out.
there aren't many.
Yeah, after
there aren't many. There's only like 4 or 5.
Yeah, after X Out, he'll be back. Yeah. But
so we do get more of that story between Maggie and her husband and the kid and all that in the next appearance.
But I just wonder if they had more room, Tyler, if they didn't want more room for the Maggie Sawyer stuff. Because I mean, Justin, we talked about this on the Marvel side too. It's like, again, it's a late '80s book. They don't even come out and like say she's a gay woman. It's basically like, oh, because even Superman's flying around. He's like, oh, it's too bad that people treat her differently because then his thought gets interrupted. And and it's never explicitly said that Toby is her partner, her roommate. I think
her roommate, and and then there's that
the
one
line
brief panel of her in what could be a gay bar. Like if you really look at it, it's possibly a gay bar. Like
that's what I was going to ask you guys. Like, he had not come out yet as a lesbian character when this book came out, because we're reading it. And I don't remember that coming in any order. But there's the hint at I was an unfit mother. Well, for what? There's the hint at hold on, looking for the lines to just pull directly. Things a proper Catholic girl didn't even want to consider. I was confused in those days. There were things that happened in my head that I had been denying for a long time. Silly, I was nearly 30. I should have been coming to terms with myself, not looking for a new way to run. So it's things that I like at the time you could have read and not caught, because that if you weren't exposed to that, like that type of culture or anything, you would have never thought like that. But having it be something that's common in our mind's eye now, we totally pick up on it.
It almost seems like they wanted to have their cake, and they were just like, "Oh, look how brave we are for telling the story about this, gay character." But meanwhile, they're like, "Oh, we didn't mention the word gay in case there's kid." It's like, no, you can't have it both ways.
It was the same thing with North Star and Alpha Flight in the 80s. They had all these allusions to his gay past and his identity and all this other stuff, but they never explicitly came out and said any of it.
Yeah. Well, I told you when I talked to J.M. DeMatteis about his Captain America run. Remember Arnie Roth and his roommate?
Oh, his roommate.
DeMatteis said he goes, that wasn't my decision to not skirt. That was kind of editorial. So
yeah.
So I'm just wondering if they did it that way, Tyler, just because they didn't want to get too far into the Maggie Sawyer thing. And
Yeah. And even as we saw in the early 90s, there was still a lot of anti-gay backlash to there's a lot of homophobic crap being hurled at the characters that did come out in the early 90s.
I mean, wait till we get in a few weeks here at Action Comics 600, because Lex kind of like meets with Maggie Sawyer and says, "Oh, I have this in for," he's basically, he doesn't come out and say it, but he's kind of saying, "Oh, I'll let everyone know that you're, and she's like, yeah, go ahead. She's basically like, yeah, you ain't going to frighten me. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it when she stands up to Lex. That's good stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, I think
Maggie's a good character. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's one of those characters that I would like to see done better. Cause the best representation we've had is on Smallville. So it's a character I think it would be really well served if we're doing a new Superman movie. Like, she's definitely one of those characters I'd like to see in the film.
Yeah.
To help fill out that world,
That'd be nice. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't think they did her very well on Supergirl.
No.
So.
But I do like this Skyhook stuff, especially the kids. Like that kid in the beginning dropping the lead foil and stuff.
The foil strips. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
Vision powers to follow him. Yeah.
And I love the design of Skyhook. He's really cool looking. Just this demonic thing in a bunch of robes. And we don't even really see his face yet. We do see it in his next appearance in 34. We see what he looks like after the hood.
Well, I really like, Maggie falling, grabbing her kid.
Oh, that is badass. I know.
And then shooting up while holding her kid, knowing that Superman's going to catch her.
I know. She tells us, she's like, yeah, don't worry, Jamie. Superman's going to catch us. Holds her daughter.
Yes. That is badass. I love that part. Yeah.
pumping a couple rounds in midair as you're
falling.
Hell of a name. I mean, as you're falling to the ground from high above, she's like,
from that height too. That was a significant height.
I mean, you're moving how quick in the opposite direction? Yeah.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Yeah. But I mean, they kind of teased us. Yeah, Skyhook will be back because it looks like he hits the river and stuff. But it's like, but they really haven't been able to cure the kids. He mutated, and
yeah. That's a good issue too. 34. When we get around to that one, that'll be fun too because you see the origin of Skyhook, how he came to be.
You said that's in what?
34.
Superman 34.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So about a year and change, I think, from this one.
Oh, and then he was hiding out at Old St. Christopher's Church. Isn't that come back into play? Is that the same church where?
I think that's the same church in the next one. Yeah.
Or like no, the whole Blaze and Satana stuff. Is that the same church? Or I was going to say there's either a whole hell of a lot of deconsecrated churches, or it's the same one.
Well, he comes back during that too.
Oh
Skyhook does in 40 number of Superman 47. Yeah. Good old Skyhook. Yeah, I love how creepy he is. I mean, it's always cool to. This seems like a villain that could almost be like a Batman villain.
Mm-hmm.
With his,
he's literally turning kids into bats.
Yeah, and having them go out and steal stuff like that. To me, that seems like a Batman type of villain, and it's cool that instead, no, it's a Superman foe, and he has like demonic influence, so he's able to actually do some harm to Superman.
Mm-hmm.
I like that too.
Batman, my favorite character.
He's another one of those characters, like, I think, just kind of skimming through issue 34 right here, you take these two issues, once again, I'm telling you, this is where it'd been a great episode of a cartoon, you know?
This would adapt well into a cartoon.
From Superman, the animated series, or like, I think too, like, we're in 87 here? So they haven't started airing the Ruby Spears Superman cartoon yet. Like, these would be one of those characters and stories that for an animated series would be really cool to kind of to translate. Because even thinking about like the Skyhook action figure, it'd be pretty rad.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I could totally see an action figure of Skyhook.
Well,
I'd buy it.
Oh yeah, and again,
I'd totally buy it.
Well, that's what I always say. It's like every time they do like animated movies, they always go for like the big ones, like Death of Superman, and stuff like that. I'm like, there's so many like untouched stuff like this. It's like
that's why I like like having a good animated series back. Like
yes,
as much as I love My Adventures with Superman, like the way that show is written, it's written really tight.
Mm-hmm.
To be like 10 episodes or 2 10-episode seasons, but going back to like the way Superman the animated series was and Batman the animated series, and they had these long shows with 20-some episodes where there was a continuity, but it wasn't super tight. These are the type of characters that you could bring to life and bring, out to make really good episodes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't
know
about
it's limitless too. With an animated series, you can go into space, you can go to other worlds, you can go to other dimensions, you can do flashbacks and all kinds of stuff, and it's limitless.
And I mean, and I don't know about tight continuity, but I think we're done with the days of like 20-some episode seasons for
Yeah,
it does feel that way.
Yeah, because I mean, X-Men 97's coming soon. That's only 10 episodes.
10, yeah.
What was the first season?
It just feels like that's what everything goes to now. Is just these short
cost cutting or
less is more approach. I feel
like that's what it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, when they do that, I feel like it doesn't make whatever product stay around long enough.
Yeah.
Like you look back at look at the episode count for like Batman the animated series, the first season. Then the next 2 seasons are smaller. But I mean, there's a lot of episodes that were ordered.
Yeah.
And now they're like, here's everything all at once. Okay, enjoy this for 2 months. Buy everything. All right, it's off the shelves. Next.
Well, again, the model's different. It's like streaming. It's like, come watch it whenever you want. Instead of syndication, you just play this thing over and over.
Right. Yeah, it was on a loop.
This was a good issue. Oh, and then the cliffhanger. When Superman takes Jamie back to her father, and it's just like,
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like, what's that on her arm?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, we'll find out in issue 34.
After Superman leaves Earth and comes back.
That's right. There's a few things that have to happen first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gangbuster number 2, yes.
Yeah.
Invasion, yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so anything else? Should we get to the last one?
Yeah, let's get on to Adventures of Superman.
A reintroduction of someone here.
Yeah.
All right. Adventures of Superman 438 from March 1988. Boy, okay. Spoilery title: The Amazing Brainiac. Writer John Byrne. So he wrote all of these this month. Penciler Jerry Ordway, inker John Beatty, colorist Anthony Tullen, letterer Albert de Guzman, and editors Mike Carlin and Renee Witterstatter. All right, ready for this super long synopsis?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Right. Superman encounters Brainiac at a carnival.
You don't say.
Mm.
Wow.
Well, hold on, Phil. Let's break that down.
6 words.
Yeah.
6 words. Which word do you want to break down? The first one, the second one, third one, fourth one, or
Superman? Let's break it down. Okay. What does it mean by carnival? Is that a metaphor for life? Is Metropolis the carnival?
Life is a carnival.
It's a cornea, Rube.
This is deep.
And we're all getting whipped, but like that poor elephant was getting whipped by the the trainer. Yeah. I felt bad for that poor elephant.
I know.
But no, I love the trainer punching Superman.
Yeah, and breaking his hand.
I know. I'm like, when Superman first starts appearing, is that going to be all over the media, all over the world? Like the trainer acts like you don't know he's like who's Superman.
Yeah,
is,
who are you?
Oh,
yeah,
you must be an imposter.
Even
I love how the whip catches fire, and then the next thing is, or he's like, just one of the many uses of heat vision, my friend.
Yes, I could have also burned your brain out, but no big deal.
You can burn your whip and shave with it too. Yeah, so we see Clark's at the carnival with Cat Grant, Jimmy Olsen, and Cat's son Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Adam.
Yeah.
This looks like Adam might be the first official mullet that we've come across.
I think
in our
right.
movies, maybe.
Can't tell the way it's drawn with the hat.
Yeah.
Now, is that like supposed to be a Warner Brothers ball cap he's wearing with Daffy Duck on it?
I was gonna say a Warner Brothers ball cap.
Exactly. Yeah, watch a Warner Brothers movie without a Warner Brothers ball cap.
I think were they advertising that stuff? I think on my Batman '89 VHS when I had the VHS before I wore it out.
Yes,
that's how we all know it. It's all burned in our brains.
That and then what was it? Was it Diet Coke? The commercial with Alfred, basically drinking the Diet Coke. Yes.
Yeah. Product placement.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So we only first page, and then by the third panel of page 2, it's like, the elephant's running amok.
That poor elephant, jeez.
I know. Again, how much stuff have we read, Justin? We're just the animal cruelty.
I know, man. It's pretty wild.
Well,
I just think it's funny how we have 2 pages in this book that are like, oh yeah, meanwhile, Lois is doing something and we'll catch up with her in another issue.
Right.
Now back to page 10 with Cat Grant, Jimmy Olsen, and her kid investigating Milton Fine.
Cat Grant? Oh, you mean fake Lois? Okay.
Yeah, Cat Grant is not to the journalistic integrity reporter that she is.
She's the gossip columnist.
But look, they got Cat's hair right, blonde.
That's true.
I love that that clown ringmaster. He's basically like, you're not going to write a negative story about the circus. How about this elephant run amok and almost trampled everyone? No, I'll just yeah.
Yeah, and your trainer hauled off and tried to punch Superman in the face.
Well, he did. I think he broke his hand. But I do. I mean, I don't like the abuse, but I do like that they actually gave an excuse where it's just like, oh yeah, this elephant isn't just a dick. It's he's been abused. That's why.
Yeah, that was nice.
We're always on the side of the animals, people. That's the thing.
Yeah. Well, John Byrne is a good animal advocate because he also had that story with the annual with Titano, which was a total like anti-animal experiment story, and he wrote that one too. So John Byrne's a very anti-animal abuse advocate, so I'm happy about that.
Oh yeah, then Cat hitting on Clark, and he's like, "Oh, if only things with Lois hadn't been so messed up."
Yeah. Now she thinks Superman's my stepbrother.
I was gonna say, didn't one of you guys say, "Oh, what? She can't notice they both look alike." Well, wait till Matrix shows up, because at one point she actually, there is a point where Jimmy Olsen gets a picture of Clark Kent standing next to Superman.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's a good cover for a secret identity, but as they're both standing next to each other, don't you notice a resemblance?
Well, that's because, unlike they did this in some things, where when they stand next to each other,
Clark slouches and
in the Death of Superman cartoon, animated film, when he comes back, they have Martian Manhunter play Clark, so they make him a little bit shorter, a little bit more hunched, in his physical, a little bit. Martian Manhunter makes him look a little bit, just more emaciated and stuff. Yeah. And so
maybe Matrix did that too.
Yeah. So standing next to Superman, there's a little bit more of a, oh yeah, okay, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
see what they look.
That's smart if you're using a shapeshifter. Yeah. Have them make him look shorter. So
have their voice be a little bit different.
But I thought the whole Milton Fine kind of being possessed by the consciousness of Brainiac and was interesting.
Yeah.
And I've always been kind of I don't know how I feel about the whole Kalu, for Brainiac's origin. And of course, Brainiac does have a convoluted kind of origin now from even when they try to clean it up, the whole planet. But
I mean, I kind of like that just because, it was good on the animated series, but it's he came from Krypton too, and I'm like, don't make everything Superman fights from Krypton.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's unnecessary.
You got Zod, that's good.
Zod, you got Doomsday,
right?
Good enough. Yeah,
I had to make my peace with Doomsday, So, like Phil said, you just get tired of everything that's bad comes from Krypton. Everything he fights is Krypton. Yeah. Unless you turn the planet Krypton to it was a horrible place with horrible people, and somehow, Clark being raised by the Kents made him a good person. But well,
they did that too in the Silver Age with the Phantom Zone, that legion of villains that were all exiled to the Phantom Zone. He had this limitless supply of Kryptonian villains. He could pick out of the Phantom Zone to beat up everything.
Yeah, I love this Utopia, man. They had no shortage of villains to lock up in that Phantom Zone.
Yeah, we need another Kryptonian villain. Oh, let's go to the Phantom Zone and pluck one out.
But I was going to say, this thing with Krypton being a bad place is kind of ringing a bell to me.
Spend this.
Did you guys enjoy on page 14 where Clark goes to get food and ends up meeting the bearded lady? And
yes, I love that. Yeah,
and he looks like Jay Leno. It took me a minute to realize, who does he look like? But yeah, he looks like Jay Leno.
The jaw is way out of sight here. Yeah.
And then the next panel, he just does not look like him either.
No.
Yeah.
But I do like the parallel here where they're both having the headache and everything, and
he chooses to Superman. He can't even fly. He can't even take off because he can't concentrate. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, because like you said, Tyler, you have Brainiac's possessing Milton Fine, and then basically his powers are running amok.
And he's at the end of it, he's in a padded cell, and they're talking about he created this other conscious idea, as they state. Part of his psychosis, his limited educational background, did not provide him the necessary data for proper comprehension of what was happening to him.
That dummy thought he was possessed by aliens. But what do you think about the origin, where it's basically he was working on a teleporter, and it basically just spread his molecules out across the cosmos?
It's interesting, but
I like more of the idea.
It raises the question of what about the other Brainiacs?
I mean, that was kind of the whole thing that when Jeff Johns was trying to clean it all up, that every Brainiac was a different version of the the real Brainiac kind of experimenting or sending different kinds of himself out there, that the real Brainiac had yet to really emerge.
Oh yeah.
So
kind of like Ultron from Marvel. Like he kept trying to make new versions of himself to perfect himself.
Oh, don't even get me started. What was it, around the year 2000? Yeah, we get like a Brainiac. Was it 13? Yeah, from like the far future.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. I still remember the one from the 80s, the robot Brainiac.
Yes. Oh, a pre-crisis with the skull ship.
Yeah, with the skull ship. I love that.
Which I
gotta love the skull ship.
Which
that's one thing. That's why I'm like, I like more. I don't know. I like the idea that maybe Brainiac started as like an alien Kaluan or whatever, and then destroyed his own society, and that was the first place he bottled or something, and then became this more. Over time, he kept trying to perfect himself with mechanics, and became this more techno-organic to where he was basically became more techno than organic, and then I don't know.
He's more machine now than man.
Exactly.
Evil.
Well,
exactly. 100%.
You can kind of get. Oh, it's only like $20. Okay, you can kind of get a skull ship from that new McFarlane Superpowers line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because they're doing some. They're doing that. I saw they had Blue Beetle's bug.
The Blue Beetle ship.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, because they put out so many things. Like I saw somebody online. They're like, "Oh my god, all this stuff they're putting out." They're like, "You can have Kilowog driving Blue Beetle's bug."
He's not lying.
No.
We will see the Brainiac skull ship again during Panic in the Sky.
Yes. I think we see it before then. Yeah.
We do. Oh yes. During there was that other story.
Because there's one at least I remember. As hard as it is to believe, kids, Lex is going to get his hands on Milton Fine after a while here. So.
Yes, that's right. That's the story.
For real? You think so?
Yeah, Lex is up to bad stuff if you can believe it.
Lex into bad stuff? Oh, man, I don't know, Phil. I can't see Lex as a bad guy. I just don't know why everyone keeps trying to say that about him.
Speaking of which, we kind of got a quiet Lex week this week.
We did. We got nothing
week.
Really, except for Lex appearing on the Lois's answering machine.
Oh yeah.
That was it.
Yeah,
but that's just him saying Lex.
That's fine. We saw plenty of him last time.
That was basically him just trying to get a date.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not going to give up.
No, he's not.
I didn't see that. I didn't notice this before. The back of Milton Fine's chair. Did you see what it says?
Brainiac.
L Brainiac. not Brainiac. It's L Brainiac.
L Brainiac.
It's interesting because the consciousness that he takes on says. Where is it? About, I like that name or something, like somewhere in here.
I like that title. I believe.
How did you address me?
When I become master of this pitiful world, he says.
Yep, that's it.
And again, it's like, Milton Fine had these like latent, I guess he was a mutant maybe?
Yeah, this was before the invasion.
Before we
came their powers.
Before we came up with the metagene,
Yeah.
Which I don't know why they dropped that. I mean, that was like an explanation. It's like, if you're in some kind of cataclysmic accident, if you have this certain gene in your body, you might develop superpowers.
Yeah, so I like that because it's like a twofold. Not only do you have to be in the accident, you have to have this gene and be in the accident.
At least it's an explanation.
You have to have the two to get powers. Right. There's certain characters I always hated when they try to like lump them in like with meta genes, like the Flash. No, he doesn't need to be a meta like that. No.
Yeah.
He can just have his accident.
I mean, come on. I mean, you need it for like Jay Garrick. I mean, come on, hard water fumes. Come on.
I think of those old commercials where people would be like in the shower or whatever and be like, face it, we've got hard water.
Yeah. I love that. I forgot about that for Jay Garrick. That's so funny.
So what else is there? Oh yeah. Clark gave the bearded lady the foot long.
Almost 2.
Oh yeah. So yeah, like we said, Milton Fine ends up locked in a rubber room because he's crazy.
Crazy, I tell you, crazy. I love the part where his wife smashes the bottle upside his head because she's like, I told you to use your powers to make us rich, not to fight Superman.
Honey, Lex Luthor proves he could do both.
Right.
Or does he?
And I do like the visual, when Brainiac is talking, you get like the black
Yes.
word bubbles.
Yeah.
So you can tell like the voice is changing. Yeah.
That was cool. That was before it wasn't done all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was done all the time. Yeah, because nowadays they do that black dialogue bubble all the time. But this,
they do. Yeah, they're like,
I think.
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna make a bad guy or a villain or whatever.
Yeah. This has got to be a bad person. Yeah,
I just
they
kind of
have a really deep voice.
I feel disappointed that we didn't keep the whole top hat motif for Brainiac.
I know. Yeah, he would look so cool with the green skin and that top hat and the little blonde stuff poking out underneath.
I think the idea of Brainiac making an arsenal of people like this, he finds people he can connect with, and then starts hunting them down. Yeah, and then starts possessing them and has his own arsenal, but he's never really there because he's just possessing them from.
He can hop
somewhere else.
Body.
I guess they wanted to give Brainiac a body because eventually, he does make it look like his old Kaluuyan body. But I'm just like, how great would that have been if he would have body hopped every time? Next time he shows up, he's like like a 6-year-old girl or something, or
yeah,
or some old person. Yeah, it would be really cool. Yeah, kind of like what the Ultra Humanite did. The Ultra Humanite was jumping around from body to body for a while.
Ultra Humanite's dope. Yeah. He doesn't get enough play.
No, I agree.
I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, I'll just say when he appeared more recently in some other form of media, it was awesome.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, didn't see it coming, but was really glad when it happened.
Yeah.
Nice.
We can talk off mic. If we need to, we can talk off mic.
Yes. I see the sign finally. Farnham and Beatty Circus.
Yeah, Beatty was the inker on this one, right? Is that the name of the inker on this one?
I think so. Yeah.
John
also
Beatty.
Well, I also thought were they trying to like do a thing on Barnum and Bailey too?
Barnum and Bailey's, yeah.
The days of when. How long? Okay, Phil, I'm gonna ask you this question. It's off Superman topic, but it's relevant.
Oh, okay.
How long do you think, as a Nightwing fan, it's going to be till they have to rewrite his origin in some way that he's like performs like Circus Olay or something, like he's like a performer or something, because of like the idea of the circus and the trapeze artist from the circus is just gone.
Yeah,
doesn't even really exist anymore.
I don't know, because me and Kristen have talked about this. It's like because it's like the longer you go, the more old fashioned that circus origin kind of gets. Yeah.
Especially a family circus act.
Yeah.
The parents and the kids, like all of them in the circus together. Yeah, that's anachronistic. Yeah.
So I'm just like, some of those things, like you think, the circus now, like, all you have is like those type of like Circus Olay type performing, or like an Olympic, trapeze artist.
Eventually.
Like an Olympic athlete, yeah.
Yeah, eventually he's busy training for the Olympics or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Thank you. Well, again, it's like unless like circuses are getting rid of like the animal acts and stuff, it's like eventually,
I don't even think there are anymore.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like eventually you're gonna have to be like, there were no animals there.
I'm pleased about that. I never felt like these animals should have been forced to perform for our amusement.
Mm-mm.
When I remember going to a circus as a kid and being very upset at the things that I saw, what they were doing to the animals. So I'm glad about that. To hell with that crap.
It is a weird conundrum. It's like going to the zoo. I like this, but then you're like, but I feel kind of bad. But then you're like, but you're protected. You're not going to die in the wild.
Right.
You're getting health care and all the food you want. And
zoo's different because they're not being forced to perform tricks for us. They're just hanging out. They're eating and sleeping and procreating. Like they're just hanging out.
And
that's all they're doing.
And
they're not being forced to jump through hoops and tap dance for us.
And sometimes in some of those zoos, they might try to help like some of the species who are like maybe on the endangered list, like procreate in a safe environment. So basically, get the population up.
Yeah. So humans don't come along and shoot them for their skins or to eat them or whoever else. Yeah.
All right, that's a good way to end this episode. Don't hunt and eat animals. Sweet.
That's right.
Yeah.
No more circuses with animal acts. Damn it. This is 2024. Ban it.
Just crazy drunks who think they have mental powers.
That's right.
All right. I'm going to open the schedule for next time, even though I'm pretty sure I know what's coming up. I'm pretty sure it's the next issue.
Three more next time. Yeah.
That's right, kids. Next time we're going to do Action Comics 598 featuring the first appearance of Checkmate.
Oh, yeah. It's a big one.
Superman 16, where I believe we're going to get the first post-crisis Toyman. Is it Toyman or Prankster? It's one of them.
I thought we saw the Toyman in the Millennium stuff.
Oh, we did see Toyman. Yeah. It might be Prankster. Yeah.
Prankster. Okay.
And Adventures of Superman 439, which, if you haven't read it, it's kind of weird. So,
all right.
I haven't read that one, I don't think. No. It's going to be a first time for me.
You're going to, till about the end, you're going to be like, well, what the hell is going on? So,
nice.
Let's just say Superman's like, I've been turned into a robot. And then Clark Kent walks in and you're like, wait, what?
Nice.
All right, so kids, send us your thoughts on those. Send us your thoughts on everything we covered this time. For all of you fans of Millennium, you can send us your thoughts on that. Yes, you sir, you get send us the email. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise. Again, please buy some t-shirts. And of course, you can always, rain the money on us in the Cash App link. That's Little Hellfire's preferred method. So make it rain.
Make it rain.
And of course, the Patreon. Again, you never know what you're going to get. March episode, it's going to be Little Hellfire's conspiracy theories. So.
Oh, that should be like a ongoing monthly segment.
It may reoccur. I don't know about every month, but it is going to reoccur. She doesn't run out. So yes, kids, if you want to know why only half the birds on Earth are real, subscribe to the Patreon for March. And again, find all that at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right, and if you didn't get enough of a Superman fix here, Tyler, where can people hear you and Mr. James Cole?
Yes, the Mr. James Cole, who we sadly missed tonight. He was going to try, but his dryer broke. You can find us on the Krypton Report, wherever podcasts are. We talk about Superman and all things DC Comics related.
Well, tell him not to punch it next time.
I know. I had other things to say, but this is, private.
All right, and the new king of podcasting, Mr. Justin the Owl. You can hear him here twice a month on Electric Mullet. You can hear him every week with me over on Capes and Lunatics, either doing Marvel Tales or X-Men Classics, talking something Marvel. And you can hear him once a month, at the end of every month on We Are the Night, the Batman Podcast. Talking Azrael with Russell and me, Justin and Russell. Also once a month, do Energon Universe, where we talk all the new Transformers and G.I. Joe coming out of Image Comics right now. So check all those out. And the king of podcasting isn't done, so where else are you podcasting?
You can also listen to me and Russell over at Gamma Charge, the strongest podcast there is. We talk about the Incredible Hulk and the Sensational She-Hulk every month. We also have a Patreon, so do check that out. And we are still cruising along with Gone the Form of Man, the Etrigan podcast, in which we're talking about DC's Demon, going all the way back to the 70s with Jack Kirby's classic Demon series, which we're covering in its entirety. And also, twice a month, we can be found with that High Priest of Khonshu himself, Ray, over on Predator and Prey, the Yucha podcast, where we talk about the latest Marvel comics featuring Fox's Predator and the classic Dark Horse Predator comics. And last but not least, the Lost Library of Legends, my solo podcast, is still going. And when this episode comes out, there will be one spotlight about a 90s series from Marvel called Black Wolf.
Yeah.
We're going back to the 90s here, bitch.
I still have to read that. I've never read that series. I read the Thunderstruck when he was in Thunderstrike, when he was Daredevil.
Daredevil, yeah.
But you did mention Ray. I did want to mention, yes, kids, I'll give Ray a free plug. Yes, check out his new YouTube channel, Ray Plays Games.
I love that channel.
So, yes. And I love saying it. So, yes, kids, there is a YouTube channel where Ray plays with himself. So,
nice. That'll be in the show notes, right, Phil?
Oh, yeah. I should. If you want to see Ray play with himself, follow this YouTube. Yes. I still have to watch all those videos to see if I can get some drops. But anyway, no, we were talking about Justin.
Oh, that's naughty. Double biscuits for me.
We're back, kids.
That's right. The gang's back together.
All right. Thank you for joining us again. Next week, the next issues of all three titles. We're getting close to Action 600. Next week will be Action 500.
Yes.
Everyone just wants more Skyhook, but no, we'll have to wait a year and some change.
Wow. Yeah. Wait a while, man. Was that everyone's favorite issue, the Skyhook one?
I think so.
It seemed the most solid.
Yeah. That, then the Brainiac.
I think.
The Action Comics definitely last.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Byrne, for making Jonathan and Martha look dumb.
I think that's the best ending we can go with. Good night, kids.